Hello, namaste, and welcome back. Uh, Continuing with our series of lectures on FX instruments. Today we'll be looking at something known as an FX option, vanilla. So we have already touched upon what is a FX instrument in OTC markets. That is, it is a foreign exchange of different currencies. And in my previous videos, one of my previous videos, I have also explained what are options, what are different types of options. We have call option, we have put option, they have different payoffs. So when we merge these two, right, we add FX and option, we get something known as an FX option. And what is vanilla? Vanilla ice cream? Not really. Vanilla A vanilla option or vanilla derivative instrument in any OTC segment or in any segment means it is a standardized product. It is a standardized product most of the times available from an exchange. For example, in India we have options on BSE and NSE options, we have bank options, we have options on single companies. So these are standardized products which are easy to understand for the most part. Right. The opposite of vanilla would be an exotic. Now, exotic are very complex derivative instruments with different payoffs. As I said before, in OTC segment we can have very customized contracts, and so some of the examples of exotics could be asset-backed securities, mortgage-backed securities. So in that terms, right? So going ahead with FX options, we have, let's just more understand what vanilla FX option means. So this option strategy gives the buyer the right but not the obligation. As we have said before, in an option contract, if you're a buyer of the call option or put option, you always have the right but not the obligation. The obligation would be on the other opposite party. So here we have a right for one to exchange one currency for another at an agreed strike rate agreed strike rate on or up to a pre-agreed expiry date. Settlement will occur 2 days of the expiry. Okay. So as we have seen earlier in FX forward rate, what did we learn in FX forward rate? It is more or less same, right? Except that there was no right in FX forward. You have to do your settlements. You have to exchange cash on settlement day. But in option, you get that right to either use your right to avail the option or let go on expiry. So obviously for that you have to pay premium, as I've said. So again we have the same terminologies, which is the notional amount. As I've said before, the notional is the principal amount that changes hands on settlement date. Strike rate, we always in options we always have the strike rate. The pair, what is the pair? Spot rate, today's rate, expiry date, on which date the option is expiring, and post that after 2 to 3 days settlement happens. Premium payable, as I said, we have to pay the premium in an option contract. Now let's just get down with a good example to help understand. To help us understand. Now in my previous example, again I have taken the same company, that is Acme. So Acme is a UK based company. So let's just let have a UK company here which deals in GBP, pounds, and then we have a US based company which deals in dollars. This company has a potential need to sell. It needs to hedge because it needs to pay USD. It needs to pay a company in the US in USD in 6 months. Right, so 6 months from now, the UK-based company need to pay the US company in dollars. So in order to hedge that, it gets into an option contract today for a period of 6 months. So for the sake of the notations, I will be using SO for spot and SK for strike. Okay. So let's get into the spot and the strike. So GBP USD is trading at 1.6. So we have taken the strike rate as 1.2. And what is the pair? What is the currency pair? The currency pair is GBP USD. So it is selling GBP and buying USD. It is selling GBP, buying USD. It is shorting GBP, buying USD. It is buying a call option. It is buying a put option. Put option on this. They are buying a put option, right? So the strike price was 1.2, but GBP USD is trading at 1.26. So on 6 months from now, the spot rate is 1.26. Spot rate is more. That means the GBP USD is 1.26. That means in 1 GBP I can buy more USD. So I will let the option. I will not use my right to sell GBP and buy USD for 1.2 in the options, because I can do the same in the open market and get more. Right? So I will let the option expire without exercising, and instead execute a spot trade. They will get into a spot trade. We will cover the spot trade as export in next video. Right? So we will cover execution FX spot in a different video, right? And instead execute a spot trade at the current market rate, benefiting from a more favorable exchange rate, because spot is more favorable for Acme, right? So in the second example, we can say that in the second example, the strike rate which we have chosen on the long put option was 1.2, and at the spot day, when we came to the spot after 6 months, when we came to the spot market after 6 months, it was 1.16. So obviously the more favorable would be strike, right? So that's the reason why we will use our right to engage into this put option, and we will sell pounds to buy sterling at this rate, which is more favorable for us, right? And the notional would be 2.5% of the 2.5% of the notional. Premium payable would be 2.5% of the notional. As I've mentioned before, if we are buying a call option, you have to pay the premium, right? And it could be some percentage of the total notional amount that is exchanged on settlement. So here, for example, if Acme wanted to pay $1 million, so it bought $1 million on settlement date. Out of that, 2.5% would be the premium that have to pay to the party that is the seller of the option. So that is it for today.